lifestyle's been freezing cold like the diamonds in they chain, no lab-grown stones. JimmyBoi, you been baller, sit on the throne. Ain't never sold shit, clone, get your ass on. That bullshit is for the rodeo, it don't belong. Blowing on that donut beat pack from the biggest bone. From K-Town to H-Town, they hold it down. Internationally respected, you see the crowns. Dust Brothers and Theme Kings, we all hustlers. Been ballin' like JimmyBoi was feeding customers. Cold as ice, the block coming cop from us. Realest podcast in the world that can't fuck with us. This lifestyle we live, man, it's cold as ice. We took a chance to fall, now we set the price. This lifestyle we live, man, it's cold as ice. We took a chance to ball, now we setting the price. Let's get it.
What up, y'all? Welcome to another brand new episode. It's Cold as Ice, the world famous Cold as Ice podcast, coming to you live from Hollywood, California. I am one of your co-hosts, Ben Baller, aka the Wash Lord, aka Back Nine Ben, aka the Korean Earl Woods. On the other side, down south, we got my dog.
Yes, sir. Y'all know what it is, man. Jimmy the Gent, formerly known as JimmyBoi, man, aka the Hustler's Choice from that double cup city, that H-Town, man. A to be exact. What's going on, man?
Guys, this show is brought to you by none other than the world famous podcast producers of the year. That'd be the Dust Brothers, Miles Davis. Not Miles Davis, the blues musician, but Miles Davis, the podcast producer.
Yes, sir.
And my dog, Jordan Winter. This song, the show has original music by Illegal Kartel, theme song, much love. Guys, it is Friday. The fuck is the date, Jimmy? Goddamn. It is Friday. Dude, it's almost September in this
30th,
bitch. It is Friday
the 30th, man.
August 30th. It is Friday the 30th. Jimmy, how you doing, bro? You good?
Man, I'm good, bro. I'm good, man. Going through the week, man. You know what I'm saying? By this time, I'll be in San Diego with the kids in the Legoland celebrating the early B-Day for Jackson. You know, his birthday's September 4th. So, you know, Vanna's out in Cali now, so she ain't going to be able to make it back here for his party. So we brought the party to her, you know what I'm saying? Getting together with my mom and stuff like that. And just, you know what I mean? Taking every day at a time, right? You know? Yeah, I just left, bro.
I just missed you, right?
Uh-huh.
I mean, I know we were supposed to record a show yesterday, but yeah, we was caught up and everything, and you know, I'm like,
I just left because I had to get back. You know, my uncle just recently passed, so man, I had to help my family with the arrangements and everything, get them situated. You know, make sure my aunt is up straight, man, and then we just jumped it back, man, just get into it, man. Let the boys have some fun during Labor Day weekend and stuff like that.
Yeah, condolences to your uncle.
Appreciate it, bro.
Yeah, so you know, and then you'll be back up here. We'll try to get some in, and then I'm headed to Chicago for 5-6 days. Then I'm headed straight to Dallas for 5-6 days. So I'll be gone for most of September. But Labor Day is coming up, guys. I don't know what you're doing, but if I were you, I'd stay the fuck out of Vegas. I'd stay the fuck off the freeways because, bruh, listen, dog, it's crazy, right? You think about how much money is in Vegas. And Vegas is one of the cities in the entire world. LA and New York can't even say this. Vegas has a flight to every fucking place direct, like you could think of. China, Vietnam, anywhere. Like motherfuckers come to Vegas to gamble. You know what I'm saying? Like Vegas airport, you can go fucking anywhere. It's crazy. The fucked up part about it is so many people from LA drive to Vegas during the holiday. And I never understood that shit because, bro, I remember, now mind you, the Highway 15 from LA to Vegas, it's 2 lanes, bro. Okay? After all this fucking time, they couldn't make a 3rd lane, 4th lane. And so, bro, I've actually had an 11, 12-hour trip, which I've got to Vegas before in 2.5 hours. So imagine it taking 4 times a trip. Like I had it one time where a candy truck turned over, was engulfed in flames, and I had lost all my money. I was a meth amphibian. This is way, way back. And it's like, it happens a lot when it's EDC, Super Bowl weekend, whatever the fuck it may be. It's like people drive up there and it's like, for what, dude? Like, fuck driving, bro. It is 42 minutes on an airplane, take Southwest and not deal with the bullshit.
No, exactly,
fuck
man. I
that.
know what you mean, bro.
That shit is
I know what you
crazy.
mean.
And if it's hot, 100 degrees, be sitting in the fucking thing, by the way, man, it's crazy. But yeah, speaking of which, it just got me thinking, when you gambling, everyone has their own little quirks about, you play blackjack, right?
Yeah.
You know, if you're not counting cards, you know, you got to feel like, all right, am I lucky? There has to be luck involved. You know, there is skill. If you can't count cards, you shouldn't gamble. But like some people do get lucky. Some people don't know how to play the game, right? Some motherfuckers have a fucking 16 and the dealer's showing a 4 and you're like, fuck this, I'm gonna hit. Like, what the fuck would you hit for? And it, one out of, whatever, there's a chance that you could get a fucking, a 5 or get a 4 and but it's not likely and whatever, and just let the dealer bust us play the game. But one thing is, if you at a table and a motherfucker's playing off of emotion, they just went through a divorce or they lost their job or doing some other shit, which is the shit that blows my mind is you just lost your job and you gambling now? Fuck part of the game is that, man? Like, like you really fucked up in the head. People are crazy.
I ain't gonna lie.
Go ahead, say what you're gonna say.
I know, I'm just saying, I'm kind of like that, bro. I'm weird. Like, I think about every time I ever had a situation where I took an L or did something, bro, like I went and spent more money. Like, I don't know what the hell it is, bro. You know what I mean? Like, it was like, fuck it, I'm gonna go blow some money some more or do something, man. Like, tripping.
It's the dumbest thing in the world. And you get older and they say, you don't get old by being dumb.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there are some dumb people out there that are old, I'm just saying. But, you should use all the knowledge and wisdom that you've, acquired throughout years and stuff. And one thing is acting on emotion. So it is brought to you by BetterHelp. When your schedule is packed with kids' activities, big work projects, and more, it's easy to let your priorities slip. Even when we know what makes us happy, it's hard to make time for it. But when you feel like you have no time for yourself, non-negotiables like therapy are more important than ever. If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited for your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists anytime for no additional charge. Never skip therapy day with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/coldazice today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/coldazice. Guys, I actually use BetterHelp. So please, again, go to betterhelp.com.
No,
and I got an honest question for everyone listening right now. I got a question for you, Jimmy. When is the last time that you ever made a sound business decision or a good personal decision based off emotion?
I think the last time I ever made a good or right decision based off emotion was never.
Yeah, never. Ever.
For
and
real,
like,
for real.
Look, this ain't a political thing. I've seen women who are on their period have such bad cramps that bosses don't want them inside the job place. And they'll be paid still or whatever. They don't want them in the office because they already know, like, oh, it's that time of the month. Okay, they're going to be on some shit. Me and my girl almost got into a big ass fight because she was going through, her menstrual cramp. I had to calm her ass down and, like, okay, look, chill, relax. And I get it. I remember Nick used to get bad cramps and shit. We'd go through this and whatever. And some women do, some women don't. Hormones. Look.
No, definitely.
This ain't a political message, but I'm scared for women to run this country. Now, I know I think Kamala is a little older than me. She might be going through fucking, what's that shit called? Menopause. So I don't know, but like the emotions is still there. The hormones is still there. You fuck around.
Can you
like
imagine like any woman like running anything, bro, and like that time of the month they just had to like take a break, like they have to get off or something. You know
but I'm talking about the country, bro. She fuck around, be like, you know what?
I know,
fuck
but I'm
this.
saying just imagine
I'm launching
running anything.
the nuclear. Yeah, I'm gonna push the nuclear button. I'm gonna push the red button, and everyone dies. Which
that's the
I
thing.
know
Like,
we're way past
if you
that.
think about it, right? Like, just, if we talking about based off emotion, like, and it's not like we're trying to just pinpoint it as towards females, right? You just think about torture. What do they do when they torture you? They're fucking your head up, as in whether it be through pain or whatever. They're distorting your mind to make you give in or give up whatever it is they want you to do. So, anytime you're not at a clear state of mind, or you're calm or anything like that, you're gonna make the wrong decision. You know what I mean? That's why torture, they hurt you, or they get you fucked up.
What's up, guys? Today's episode is brought to you by Found. What if you no longer needed 5 separate apps for your business bank account, expense tracking, invoicing, contractor payments, and tax planning? Today, there's one that does it all. It's time to find Found. Found is business banking designed for small business owners just like you. An all-in-one, easy-to-use app, Found lets you manage your financial tasks effortlessly, manage your money, track your spending, invoice your clients, and even handle your taxes so you can focus on running your business. You'll save hundreds or even thousands of dollars on bank fees and app subscriptions because Found has no hidden fees, no account maintenance fees, no minimum balances, and there's no paperwork or credit checks when signing up. Automatically set aside money for different business goals and control spending with multiple virtual cards. Save time by automatically tracking and categorizing expenses to maximize tax write-offs, all without leaving the Found app. Instantly send professional invoices and pay your contractors for free. And simplified tax tools estimate your tax bill for your in real-time auto-saving what you owe to make tax time seamless. Get your business banking working for you. Try Found for free at found.com/coldazice. That's FOUND.com/coldazice. Found is a financial technology company, not a bank. Banking services are provided by Piermont Bank, member FDIC. Found's core features are free. They also offer an optional paid product, Found Plus. I got a better real question to ask you, Doc. It just came to my mind right now. Have you ever had a girl cheat on you before, ever in your entire life?
Oh, yeah.
You have, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Have you noticed one thing amongst guys that a woman cheated on, a woman that cheated on their man? Anyone, it could be your friend, it could be someone that you saw, it could be anything that you witnessed secondhand, whatever it is. Have you ever noticed that women act the same way every time? They just don't take the accountability. Like, explain to me real quick, when you caught your girl cheating on you, did she fess up, was like, oh, I'm sorry, and everything else? Like, how did it go down?
The crazy thing, bro, was like my dumb ass, like it was this girl that basically was with this dude I knew, and she started fucking with me, you know what I'm saying? And she had told me that they were done. And then I found out that they were still fucking around, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like, now that she even got me thinking about it, because it's been a long time, but like her demeanor and everything was just on some, you know what I'm saying? Like she just, there's like no remorse or nothing, like more like either playing the victim or more just like, it is what it is.
How about they try to turn it on you?
Yeah. And she did it a couple of times because she was just like, it's, and it was like, oh, this is not what it is. And I believe in her, you know what I'm saying? And then he shows up and we face to face about it. And it's just like, damn, bitch, why you keep lying? Like, just be real with me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. Dude, I was dating a chick over 30 years ago in college. Okay. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you, bro. If you know anything about me from before, like all the movies I love, Revenge, the one who needs to get the last laugh, all that shit. This chick was seeing somebody I didn't know, but she was fucking with me. And I had no idea. So she had said that her grandmother died or was really sick. So I felt real bad. And she had my car. So she's out around, who knows, fucking some dude, whatever. And it was some crazy shit. And I was like, yo, this is payback for all the girls I did dirty in college and high school and everything. This is karma coming back around. So I called her mom, because remember back in the day, bro, there was no cell phones, there were pagers, but you know what I'm saying, there was no phones like that, not like now. So, I'm like, you know what? She said she's going to see her mom, or her grandma's sick. I felt bad. So I call her mom. I'm like, hey, man, how you doing? Mrs. Landrum, how are you? She's like, I'm good, man, okay. And I was like, is your mom okay? And she goes, what are you talking about? Why would you ask that? And I was like, is your mom okay? I heard she was sick. And she was like, well, why would you say that? And she was really upset. She's like, who told you that? And I was like, oh, well, Kim said that. And she's like, Ben, is Kim lying again? And I was like, I had never knew she had a reputation for lying. And she's like, my mom is perfectly fine. And I'm going to have a talk with Kim when I see her, da-da-da-da-da. And I was like, so she's not there right now? She's like, no. I was like, okay.
And
a few hours later,
the crazy thing, I don't mean to cut you out, but that's just the worst feeling. Like everybody, even watching this right now, let's be real, guys and girls. That feeling when you realize or you just figured out, bro, that somebody you with or whatever just lied to you, bro. You're like, everything just drops. You know what I'm saying? Straight to your stomach. Like that's like the worst feeling, bro. Like, it breaks you or it turns you to a fucking monster. You know what I'm saying?
I had her, she hit me and I said, come meet me at my place. She came to the place and I was like, how's your grandma? And she's like, and she was in a fucking bad mood. She's like, what the fuck? What's up? She goes, really sick right now. I don't have time for this shit. And I was like, oh, she is? What hospital is she at? And then she like said some shit. I was okay, Kim, stop lying. I just talked to your mom. I called her. And I just right there. And she looked at me and she was like,
Let me stop you real quick. Let me guess. She was like, why would you call my mom? Why would you do that? Like, what the fuck you mean, bitch?
So hold on, Jimmy. I'm going to tell you some shit. I acted off emotion.
Uh-huh.
I was moving back. She was older than me. I finished school in 4. She finished in 5 and change. She went to a community college before and she whatever. She was a little older. Dog, I was already packed up. I didn't have very much. I packed my Honda up with shit, going back to LA. She come over. She's drunk. I wanted to have sex one last time. Bro, this is a woman, like, you know, a woman hair, you know, the whole 9. White girl. Bruh. I was a barber in college. Like, I would cut my teammates' hair here and there, whatever. I come on here, try to save money. Bro, I grabbed the 2 guard. I wasn't ready. It was already savage. I couldn't grab the 1 guard. While she slept, I shaved 4 good things off her hair. Half her head was shaved. I shaved her hair off. She lost her motherfucking mind. I left the clippers there, left everything, got in my motherfucking car. It was 3 a.m, drove to LA.
Did she wake up or she was sleeping? She didn't wake up.
She woke up, bro. She lost her fucking mind. She went hysterical. She went crazy. So I was just thinking, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, when's the last time, like, you know, like, and you know, I want to ask you something else too. I've talked about this on the show before, but I never had a co-host. Okay. You know, if you got somebody out there that's lying on you, right? And let's just say you have a hater, Jimmy, that people know they could be a nobody and they could be a somebody. If they made 100 complete lies up, like, oh, Jimmy said he's playing for the Lakers, man, this guy's doing too much. Like, yo, Jimmy said he's gonna be a coach on the Texans. Oh man, Jimmy said he had was marrying Kim Kardashian. Oh, Jimmy does, and the dude just sits there and just starts telling a bunch of people 100 lies. Let's say motherfuckers don't believe anything. Chances are they might believe 1 fucking lie though. You feel me? And that right there just jades people's, because they just, you know, people just don't know. Like, why would you do that? People are sick people, right? And they go out there and lie. And I'm just wondering, like, what is it? I want to start studying psychology again, because I'm wondering, like, what is it that make people want to, like, I have people lying on me right now. I can't speak about it, but I'm talking about there's motherfuckers out there that it's affecting, like, shit, like legal shit. And they're just blatantly lying on my name. And I'm like sitting here like, yo, dog, like, that's me saying, like, yo, I just got Nicki Minaj pregnant and I'm about to start on the Lakers tomorrow. I'm playing with LeBron. Like more outlandish lies than that. And it's like, dude, we're like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm surprised, like, bro, you passed the bar exam. How are you a lawyer and you lying? Like, that shit just don't make sense to me, bro.
I know exactly what you mean, bro. And you know, like, I think about that a lot. And I think, like, recently I've come to, like, realize, like, because, you know, especially when, like, you know, to a lot of people, they look at us as celebrities, you know what I mean? They look at us like, oh, you know, we be out there. And, you know, a lot of things I hear about is like, oh yeah, you know, he out there, he probably be fucking with all these girls, you know, all the models, all these things like that, doing shit like that, right? And I come to realize, bro, that a lot of people, when they make up these lies and they talk all this and they do all this hating on a person, it's because they're self-reflecting on what they would do if they were in the position that we were in. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you know, he probably be fucking all the hoes at every chance he gets, da-da-da-da. It's like, if you were in my shoes, or if you had the chance to be doing what I'm doing, that's probably what you'd be wasting time doing. You know what I mean? It's trying to fuck bitches. And that's why you not where I am in life. Because you wouldn't do the right things or do what you should be doing. And so they create these weird, horrendous, outlandish, like the dumbest things in the world. You know what I mean? I've heard crazy things and I still hear crazy things too, bro. And it's hilarious sometimes. Like, I got to that point. It's like, I think when I was little, you know, it got to me, but I just been hearing crazy stories about myself for so long, bro. I've come to just realize is that when you say something negative or even say anything about me that's not true, like you just self-reflected on yourself and showing who you are as a person, man. You just whack.
Look, Doc, going back on the emotion thing, I want to ask you a serious question. Okay? You've changed a lot, and I fuck with you a lot. I make the jokes, fat jokes here and there, whatever. You know how I feel about you for real. But I'm saying, like,
no, for sure.
How you've changed, I'm having a hard time adjusting to it. But I'm proud of you too. And it's a human nature thing, like, because I know who you were 10 years ago. I know you were 15 years ago. But the last 3-4 years, it's been a lot of change. And it's great, Jimmy. I love who you are now, and it's amazing. You still have some of the thug in you, whatever, but it's great. But you don't have to act on emotion. You have kids. You realize that you can't be who you want to be at sometimes or be the old dude because there's consequences to face, right? So I'm sure I've done at least 10 good deeds or 10 good acts of kindness towards you throughout our relationship. Big things, not small things. Definitely. Same as you. Now, let's just say I said something kind of fucked up about you. It might have been a joke, but it wasn't the greatest joke. And it hurt your feelings. Okay? You could be mad, that's fine. You have every right to be. Would you end our relationship off of that? Or would you sit there and be like, you know, dog, let me let this shit pass. There's too much good that me and Ben have been through. And the good outweighs the bad. So let me just, how would you react?
You know, based like on how I see life and see things are now. Well, even, you know, so we've known each other a long time, and I feel like you always, you know, been how you are. I feel like in every friendship or relationship you're with somebody, you got to know who you're dealing with and how to deal with the people. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like to me, it's like, number one, if you ever said anything that I just felt was that bad or disrespectful, I definitely would, you know, talk to you about it later. Adjust how I feel about it, whatever it is, if it's really that serious. And then from there, however that happens, like if you do it again or whatever, and then I'd probably end the relationship. But to me, it's, if we're joking around,
that starts
we're doing
a pattern.
something.
That creates a pattern.
Everything's a pattern, you know? Even abuse, like a dude don't just start abusing this girl. It becomes verbal, it becomes pushing here, then it becomes hitting. It gets there. So if you don't set your boundaries and a person ends up doing something later on that you're not happy with, you got to really ask yourself, oh, you know, did I, you know, let it be clear, understand what it is? You know what I mean? Like for example, a lot of people, that don't know us and they see us and our relationship, a lot of people think different things about it, but it's like, what I know is like what I know our relationship is, you know what I mean? And so it don't bother me when I hear people say whatever, think whatever, because we know what
I'm talking
is,
about,
you know
like a distasteful joke. I'm just saying in general.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, it's just like, it's just, people just got to understand. It's like, especially if you've known somebody or you claim someone as a good friend of yours, or you know, you feel whatever it is, it should always just, things should always be addressed. Like communication is key, number one.
What I'm getting at is, dog, is that you really do have to assess the situation. Find some middle ground. Where is it good? Where is bad? How bad was the disrespect? If it came out of nowhere here and there, think about it, right? Sometimes, like, nah, fuck that. He said, fuck my mom. Why did he say that? What's he going through? I don't give a fuck what he's going through. No, you really think about it. If you care about somebody, right? You'd be like, oh, shit, Ben said fuck my mom because his mom just died and he just lost his job. I don't know. You know, there's a reason behind something, right? If it's just nothing, just disrespectful, then okay. And again, that's why I say I don't trust people all the time, right? But I trust patterns. So it's a big thing, right? And what I'm getting at is, you could do 100 good deeds for somebody. Like Jimmy, let's say, you know, I got you a few more jobs. I did some other things. I got Vanna into school. Let's say I helped one of your friends, helped your mom get a job doing something else too now, you know, and I financially have taken care of you in some things, and I've given you money here and there, whatever. And then all of a sudden, you know, you ask me for, you know, a loan. And I say, Jimmy, I can't do it. And you're like, man, fuck Ben. You know how that make me feel? I'd be like, bro, do you know how much I've done for you? Like, so I said no one fucking time. You say yes 1,000 times, you say no once, and it's like all of a sudden, fuck Ben.
Yep. And you know, that's the crazy part is that, like, I've always been the type of person, I feel like anybody that becomes a friend of mine or family to me, it's like you're always going to benefit more, you know, from me than I will from you. That's how I look at it, right? And I have people around me like that I never even thought about the things that I did for them until they started talking bad or started like saying shit about me. And I'm just like, wow, like, do you not remember all the things I've done for you? Or do you not, you know what I mean? And I don't need to sit here to remind you, like, that's not my job, but it's like, God damn, it's like, it's hilarious. You know what I mean? Like, I pretty much done
Sometimes you got to remind them though, bro. Sometimes you got to remind them. Sorry, dog. Sometimes you do. I have to remind myself.
You're right. But I'm not going to lie. I'm at a place in my life now. I ain't going to remind you. I'm going to just cut you off. I'm going to act like you don't exist anymore.
Dog,
you know what I'm saying? Because it's like, I've already spent that much energy and time in you, and you gonna sit there and even say crazy shit about me behind my back, or you even think I was like, that's crazy. It's like, and it comes to a point where it's like I brought up, like, you need to set up the boundaries ahead of time. But at the same time, if we grown ass adults, like, we know what disrespect is, bro. You know what I mean? We know what
for sure.
slander is, and we just got to think about it. Like, how would I feel if this person said this about me? So, like, that's the crazy part for me. Is like, I have situations with people that, bro, like, you talking like, wow, like, if I would have said that about you, because everything I said about you, I've said to you about certain things, but you gonna go around and tell people that maybe you are the person behind my success, or you were this and that. Like, that's crazy, bro. Are you just talking wild when you supposed to be like, you know, that's like if I'm going around saying something about you, but I'm supposed to be your brother. You know what I mean? But I'd be like, yeah,
no,
man,
for sure. It says a lot more about you than it says a lot more about you than it says about me. Like, if you at a club and you with 3 people, 3 dudes, and let's say, for instance, you like some girl. Let's say the girl likes you back. But your homeboy really liked the girl too. Now the girl walk over, talk to your homeboy and be like, hey, what's up with your friend? I like your friend. If your boy dog you out in front of her, that make him look fucking stupid because he hating, you know what I'm saying? Like, that just makes him look dumb. Like, why are you hanging out with someone you don't like? That's fucking corny. And the whole purpose of this conversation is, I don't think people understand, a lot of people in Hollywood, in LA, I hate to say it's my town, in parts of New York and certain areas, Miami, their friendships are transactional. Like, a lot of people think that Mr. Beast is a great guy. And yes, you do a lot of good. He does a lot of good, but they don't realize that there's a lot of transactional shit that he does. He won't just go do a video for someone that he might like. Like, he's not gonna do a shout out. He knows how powerful he is. He wouldn't do it. Like, if Drake was gonna be like, Drake, could you send a video for my kids saying happy birthday? But he would just do it. He ain't even tripping. You know? And if someone was like, hey man, I got $1 million, can you do this? I'm like, I ain't gonna do that shit. It's not have to be transactional. That's one thing about Drake that I know. But like with me, it's like, you know, Jimmy, I'm like, fuck, man, I need you to come here. And I may be irritated. I'm always irritated, Jimmy. I know you must sometimes, like, God damn, man, Ben, man, can you just chill out? But I do think, like, hey, look, this is my dog. Let me chill the fuck out. Let me have him come over. Let me kick it and whatever. Like, it doesn't have to be transactional, Jimmy. I'm not counting, believe it or not, I'm not taking tabs of how many good things I've done for you or how many good things you've done for me. I just know we solid, and I don't want to think of anything transactional. Today I had lunch with somebody. I'm gonna be real, like, and I just want to add, like, I truly believe that, you know what I mean? And I know that. That's why I've always, you know what I mean, been the way I am with you, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like, I know and I see that, you know what I mean? And people might not see or know you like that, which is good because they don't deserve it. But you know what my mom said? Don't ever give to receive. Yep. And I used to give to receive. Like, what the fuck are you gonna do for me? What are you gonna do for me? If it goes there, then it's already like, look, my mom's like, if you give somebody something, you want something in return other than a thank you, then it's no longer a gift. Yeah. Because you have bad intentions behind it. And it's true. So like today I had lunch with this girl and I was like, I just want to help you out. Your album is cool and I don't like the story and everything. And if I can, and it's something, you know, whatever, I'm just saying, like, if I can do something, you know, tell a friend to tell a friend, or go to my 2 million followers and say something, cool, I'll do it. And she's like, well, no, I feel weird about that. Well, if I can't do something organically back for you, no, you don't need to do shit. I just want to do this for you. I don't want anything from you. I don't want no pussy. I don't want nothing. You know, I'm not even thinking. And I think it blew her mind because she's like, I don't know, like, look, don't even fucking trip. Now, she may hit me up for it, maybe not, but I want to help regardless. And that's why I offered it. And that's what that is. And that's just...
And, you know, shit like that gonna take you far in life, bro. And, you know what I mean? I've learned that, you know, I've seen that. Like, you know, there's a saying I learned, bro. It's like, when you give from the heart. Because if you don't, that means they took it from you. Yeah. And, you know, straight up, you know, like everything I do is like that. It's like, I don't like I, you know, a lot of my friends back when I was in the streets, you know, it's always like, yo, you know, I'm gonna hook you up with this guy. So I want a piece of the pie, da 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 da. I respect it, you know what I mean? It is what it is. But me, when I put people together, I don't ask for nothing. And I even tell them, they'll be like, no, it's the right thing. No, it ain't the right thing. I'm your boy. I fuck with you. So I you know, I put out a word for you. I vouch for you. I'm gonna put y'all together. Y'all do y'all thing, man. Y'all ain't got to do nothing for me. You know what I mean? Y'all do well. Christmas come, my birthday, y'all want to look out, cool. But I don't need a piece of nothing from y'all, because at the end of the day, I don't need to be a part of that. You know, I'm not out there putting to work with y'all or nothing. And I don't need you go around telling people you putting, you know, you doing this and that for me neither. You know what I'm saying? And at the same time, y'all do good, but when y'all do bad, I'm not trying to be a part of that neither. So it's like, I just rather do it from the heart, man. And it ain't gotta be transactional, because I'm not counting on you to bless me. You know what I mean? I'm gonna just keep doing what I do. Simple as that. You know what I mean? But it's like, I want to, we talking about, you know, acting on emotion. We talking about, you know, consistency on things we did, bro. So I want to bring this up because I feel like, man, you know, a lot of people that, you know, watch us, follow us, man, they always wonder, you know, how we got where we are, or what we do, you know what I mean? So I want to bring up investments, you know what I mean? Like, we ain't got to get into too much detail, but I want to ask you, bro, like, what is one of your best investments you feel you ever made? And what is one of the worst investments you think you ever made? You know what I'm saying? And maybe how you even think about how you invest, you know, like what makes you, what kind of, how does your mind work through the process of thinking if this is something I should invest in or not?
Well, I'll say this. I was going to tell you, let's change the fucking subject finally, because I was getting a headache thinking about the fucking transactional friendships and shit in my life.
My face about to get red, bro. You see me, bro. I was getting emotional right there.
You know, generally, if you have somebody who understands the stock market, understands the S&P, and understands everything, I think it's something that's very safe that you should do. And it's something I wish I would have done 10, 15 years ago, and you can still do it now. I agree. Mm-hmm. Okay, you can do it now. But I think the most successful investments I ever made, one has been something that just, you know, we talked about gold being $2,500 an ounce. You know, I remember when gold was $500 an ounce, just around then, Steve was like, hey man, I'm about to buy, you know, $800,000 in gold. Do you want to buy like maybe 250? And I was like, nah, fuck that. I'm not gonna do that shit. And he did, you know, and then he put like another, so he was almost $1 million in at 400, you know, gold coins and, you know, bullion and bricks and shit like that. Mm-hmm. And you know what he did? He was like, Ben, man, I already did it with the intent of you doing this. I was like, nah, man, that's not right. He goes, no, dude, just give me the 300 that I was gonna have you put in there. And mind you, do the math, right? At 500 an ounce, okay? Mm-hmm. And think about what 300 bands is, right? Now think about it being fucking 2,500. That 300 just turned into 1.5 mil. Yeah. So, you know, so that was like something right there, right? That was something dope. That was always just sitting around. It was like just sitting. And it was already sitting. That's like cash sitting under a mattress, but like it ain't grown anything, right? That is. So like that was a dope thing. But I think one of the best things I think ever was a couple times back like 05, 06, I had bought a painting. I had bought an Andy Warhol lithograph for like $30,000, $40,000. And that motherfucker's at like probably $500,000 right now, right? There was a Cos painting I bought for like 60, 70K. That's at $1 million now.
Yeah, that's gotta be out for sure.
Think about like, I might've invested 100K in Bear Bricks starting in 2003, right? And then more, the heyday was like 06 to like 13, right? Bro, it's over $1 million. So, you know, those are the best things that just by accident that I had fucked with. But, you know, some of these great art pieces have been like I had a friend of mine, Jill, she bought a Banksy for like $5,000, and $5,000 was a lot of money for her in the mid-90s, mid-late 90s. Like, bro, she ended up selling that Banksy for like $2.5, $3 million. And it was like this big, bro. It wasn't huge. You know, it was like 11 by 14. And like, bro, imagine like, you know, that shit is crazy. Like, you know, if you hit the right time, you just have to really, it is kind of luck, but at the same time, like, you just have to know, you know, those days are far and gone, but investing in the right company, you know, believing in something. I mean, today even, I think opening up, I just saw a thing about opening a Crumble franchise. Crumble Cookies killing it right now. And like, it's not a shit ton of money to invest. And it right now, each franchise is doing like 1.8 or something $million. And it's like, you are probably ticking in about 140 to 200K positive cash flow a year. Now, that's good money just like, if you think about it over time, like, and then getting in and getting out the right time. Because there are brands that fail, there are brands that come and go. I was thinking about Pinkberry the other day. My boy Young was the founder of Pinkberry. He sold the Starbucks for like $300-400 million and then did some stupid shit. But Pinkberry's, dead now. Like, you'll see some of them here and there, but like, there was a time. You just have to know when to get in and when to get out. The problem is some motherfuckers never get out. Now, gold, that ain't something you want to get out of. Gold might fuck around and hit $5-10 grand. You never know. Bitcoin might fuck around and hit $100,000, $200,000. You never know. The stocks, they always go up and down. They will correct, but historically, stocks have always made people money. You have to be smart. Now imagine $10,000. If me and you put $10,000 in a Netflix in 2010, that was only 14 years ago, Jimmy. 10 bands, bro.
And
we're in the major M's, 25, 30 million, like crazy, stupid money. It's not a lot. You have to just really think, what is going to be the next thing? Like, people, if you invested in NVIDIA, you have to really just know what is the next big thing. Like David Cho, my friend, he's from Koreatown. They couldn't pay him what he wanted, so they gave him Facebook stock, right? Okay. Dude, he's a billionaire now, bro.
For real.
He's a billionaire off of fucking Facebook stock. And that motherfucker, anything is dirtier now than anything. He looks like a homeless person. He don't give a fuck. He literally lives on the island, eats what the fuck he wants. I still see him at Tot, one of my favorite restaurants. Goes out and fucks porn stars. I'm not judging him. Do what the fuck you want to do. And he's chilling. He ain't got to do shit. Now you really could just paint and be it.
No, go ahead. But for y'all that don't know who that is, that was the guy that was an artist that painted the painting at Facebook headquarters. And I think he was charging like $60,000, but they were like, well, we'll give you Facebook stock instead. And he agreed to that. And I think it's worth like 200 billion now or something like that, or 200 million.
It's not 200 billion, but it's a couple billion. Well, he had a lot of stock in it. Like, for instance,
I think it's like 2 billion or 200 million. I forgot. It's up there.
No. It was at one point, it was like 300 to 400 million. And then now I think he's closer to a bill with it, because he didn't really get all the way out. Now, the crazy part is, Cause painted the Stussy store in the mid 90s when he was no one for $25K. Like, we're talking 10-foot, 20-foot gigantic companions around the store.
Yeah.
Eddie Cruz is like, fuck, I'm getting rid of this shit. Dog, do you know what kind of money? Like, and I think Cause was not necessarily upset, but it's like, dude, it's part of the game. It's just like, it's just what it was. It wasn't the Facebook thing, but it was big, like, you can't get no fucking 12-foot original painting of Cause for fucking, 25 grand, bro. It's going to cost you a couple million, if not even more, especially because the iconic of it being Stussy.
Yeah.
What was what's the best thing you've invested in so far?
I think overall, if you we talk about that art, bro, and for me, like, coming in late, like, even the Bear Bricks, I'll never forget Gabby putting me on the Bear Bricks, and I was just like, yo, like, what is this? You know what I mean? Like, I ain't spending no money on toys. And then I remember you having them, and you remember I brought Gabby to your place back then. That's when I kind of was like, yo, what is this? You know what I mean? And so at that time, I ended up falling out a couple years later. And then once I got back on, I was like, and I think I can speak for a lot of people. For me, like, I used to have a bad, like, problem with saving money, bro. Like, I hustle. I'm a hustler, so I'm always getting to it. So when I was younger, like, I'm spending money, you know what I mean? Like, I might make 100 that month, I'll spend 120, so I just had I think it was just like, I was never taught like the value of $1, you know what I'm saying? So it was just always spending. So when I had took the L and started bouncing back, I'm like, okay, I'm not the type of dude, I won't buy something and go sell it if I need money. I'll go make more money. So I just started collecting Bear Bricks, you know what I mean? I started buying stuff, and thankfully, blessedly, I was getting everything at retail. People weren't really on it yet like that. So, like, I think my Bear Brick collection, the amount I spent, I had like quadrupled, you know what I'm saying? So that was really cool, like, to see, like, damn, you know what I mean? And I was around when people were telling me about Bitcoin and crypto when it was $1,000 a coin, things like that. I think even less, you know what I mean? And
bro, I was buying Bitcoin at fucking $1, at $100.
Exactly.
I was talking to my boy about it, like, so.
So for me, it was like, when it got real big, when it blew up, I wasn't really tripping, because to me, it was like, I never felt comfortable investing in it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to sit here and be like, damn, I fucked up. I didn't fuck up, because at the time, I didn't feel that it was the right thing to do. But when crypto had dropped, I think it was in, 2022 when it dropped down bad, right? I decided to start taking crypto as payment for jury, you know? And
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, bro, like it was crazy because I just left it there and man, it did well, big. You know what I mean? And like you say, like sometimes it's like you just don't, you know what I mean? Like one of the tips I'll tell anybody that invests is
what's the tip?
One of the tips I tell people how I invest, you know what I mean? Especially in things, I'm like, it's kind of like gambling for me, you know what I mean? Like I come from the streets, so like, man, back then you invest, like you might lose it all. So anything legitimate I invest, and I'm like, if I gotta make my money back, that's a good thing for me. But for me, it's like when I do investment now, it's like I'll invest what I'm willing to lose. If I'm okay with that, you know what I mean?
That's how you should gamble too. If you go gamble, just know that money's gone.
Exactly.
But if you come up, then you
play
come
with
up.
what you're willing to lose, and it works out. You know what I mean? And I've been blessed that when I think that way, it's easy that way. Because if you overthink it, and once again, like we talking about emotion, overthinking it is like an emotion. So if you overthink it too much, you might make the wrong decision. You know, so you know that's it.
It's something I forgot to say when I keep saying like, hey, either get in or get out. There's a time to get in, get out.
That's my problem. I'm not gonna lie. I be having that problem, man. But go ahead.
I don't regret getting out. I've totally forgot. I became a millionaire off of sneakers. That's how I became a millionaire. Yeah. I don't think I invested $100,000 into it because I got a lot of free shit from Nike. When I sold my sneaker collection, right, and it was $3 million, 3.2 to be exact. Never in a million years I think that, you know, whatever. But then it's like, look, Paris Dunks were like, you know, I got a high premium for them, but like now they're like at 100 bands. M&Ms could be like 75 to 100 bands, you know, like, but I got out and was on top. So I really can't be that mad. There's people who had Bitcoin and sold and made $2 million. That $2 million that they made, that's $1 billion today. But it's like, they might be a little sick, but I'm just saying, because crypto's still going up and down and it's not going anywhere. But the sneaker shit right now, with the exception of like 25 pairs of shoes, like everything is down. The market is terrible. Nike's fucked it up. We already talked about that. But you know, switching up on shit, man, real quick, because we don't got a lot of time, man. What's one thing about Vietnamese people, your own people, that annoys you? I had to ask you this, man, because it's just something, you know.
I'll tell you one thing. It's more of like a confusing thing for me before it annoys me. But especially traveling back to Vietnam, you know, these last couple of years, I go every year with my family. Like I like the language keeps changing, like as in like they're adding shit. Like so, like long story short, like I speak fluently in Vietnamese, right? And they say the way I speak is like old school slang, like people older than me, older generations, how I talk and things like that. Savannah was trying to like download the app to learn how to speak Vietnamese, and I'm listening to how they're teaching her or translate her, and it's totally opposite of how I translate or speak Vietnamese. And then so when I go back to Vietnam and I'm talking and I'm meeting people like younger generation and everything, it's like they added words or they changing words for no reason. I guess it's kind of like lingo, bro, but that shit is, like I said, it's annoying first, and then it's fucking, I think it's stupid as heck, bro. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even know why. Like, why are we at a point where we're just adding more or doing different shit? Like, what the fuck? Why we just kept the language the way it is? You know what I'm saying? Like, and then I remember, bro, yeah.
Go ahead.
So I was in Vietnam the last time getting a haircut, and this dude's cutting me up, nice fly spot. And so we just talking, and he's asking me like, you know, I'm from America, but my family, you know, left in 74, whatever. And he was just like, oh, so you're Saigonese. And I'm like, what? And at first, bro, I thought he was trying to be slick. I was about to check. I'm like, what'd you say? He's like, no, you're Saigonese, like from the Saigon era, you know, because Saigon is no more. It's Ho Chi Minh City, you know what I mean? But
yeah.
I'm just like, what the fuck is that supposed to mean? You know what I mean? Like, y'all just, it's crazy.
Well, let me ask you this, though. On the flip side,
what's
one thing about Vietnamese people that you love?
Man, like the first thing when you say the first thing I think of is just everything, bro. I love everything about my culture and how I've seen, you know what I mean? And it's like, the reason why I can't pinpoint one thing right now, because it's like, I don't think it's just Vietnamese, you know what I mean? I think it's just even our culture, you know what I mean? Like just the Asian culture, traditional things, like just, Man, like one thing I'll say that I can think of on the top of my head, like for example, like Vietnamese dishes, if you know, like it's not like Chinese food where it's like fast food, items to go, whatever. People know pho and stuff like that, and I brought the broken rice, and banh mi, but a lot of Vietnamese food is really like family style dishes.
Yeah.
So that's why
you
don't see like buffets that are Vietnamese. There's only one like in the world, which is in Houston. You know what I mean? And I don't know, how they did it. Like, because when I first heard, I'm like, there's no way they can do this. But it's a lot of family style. Type of food, sitting down, eating, things like that. And that's what I love, you know what I mean? And I make sure with my kids too, like we sit down together as a family, we eat, and things like that. The dishes are meant that way. So that's one thing I'll say, you know what I mean? And that part. But what about you?
Okay.
What's one thing that you hate about Korean people or being Korean?
Hate is a strong word, man. Let's just say annoy.
Okay. Annoyed. My bad.
When I think off the top of my head, there's still a lot of people too stuck into the old school ways. Like, oh man, why you support Japanese people? Because there's the beef between Japan and Korea. And I'm like, bro, shut the fuck up. Everyone is different. I'm not gonna fucking generalize all Japanese people to one fucking thing. It's just stupid.
Exactly.
There might be some stereotypes in there, but that's just to hate is dumb. But in general, like the ideology of the education part, I understand. There's just old shit that's fossil way of thinking now. And I feel like, only want to be a doctor or a lawyer or certain shit. And now doctors, it's just not the same, like just be open to support your child and doing anything, not necessarily being a rapper or whatever, but something that's, just empower their dreams. But the thing that annoys me the most about Korean people is the thing that I love the most about Korean people. It's the thing that annoys me the most about Korean people is they you seldomly see Korean people not in packs of their own people. Korean girls will hang out with other Korean girls. I know they feel comfortable, but there's no diversity talk, and they're just like, you'll see very large groups and they don't ever like really try to socialize outside of that. Do you know? You're not going to be like, oh, besides me or something. You're not going to be like, oh, yeah, it's the one Korean dude in this group. Like you'll see a couple here and there, but you don't see generally people just mixed around. And again, it happens with black people, happens with whatever. It's just saying, I just wish there was more diversity amongst all Asians. Like you'll see some people like, oh, there's one Asian, there's or if there's dating, but you don't really see in general. For me, they're really stuck on just only dating Korean or only dating this, and they just put that in there. And I get it for the bloodlines or whatever, but at the same time, on the flip side, what I love about Korean people is we support each other's businesses. And the crazy part is you can move from Korea to America, specifically Koreatown. You don't ever have to fucking leave Koreatown. You don't have to fucking speak English. You can go to a Korean doctor, you go to a Korean fucking supermarket, you go to a Korean movie theater, you go to a Korean fucking video store, Korean electronics store, Korean dentist. It don't matter. And we support all our shit. You see all the Korean businesses, we're out there and we support them. And if you see a business and it's like, let's say for instance, one thing might be better than the other. There's Korean Chinese restaurants. And there's a very big thing about Korean Chinese food, like jjampong and jjajangmyeon, right? And
Korean
it's like,
pho restaurants too.
But I'm saying, yeah, but the Korean people are going to go to the Korean restaurant instead of going to the Japanese restaurant or the Chinese restaurant. Yep. If there's a sushi place, you got to remember, people don't know this too. There's a lot of OG Yakuza that are Korean people because of the OG Korean gangster shit and the Japanese gangster shit. And it's just weird. So when you see some of the crazy sushi chefs in LA and some of the best sushi restaurants that you may not have heard of, they're Korean chefs. So Korean people just support each other. And I like that. That's something dope that I think that's cool, that we definitely back it. Like if you see a Korean person in Korea, you don't see a lot of iPhones. You're going to see a lot of Samsungs. And that's what it is. You're going to see people support LG, Samsung products, Korean things. And it's just what it is. And it's just, that's one dope thing, But we gotta wrap this show up. I think that this was one of the more insightful episodes that we've done. A couple things that I really want to talk about real quick is there's a meme you've seen go around. You might not have seen it. Maybe you have, but I'm going to say it right now. It's like, you could have 1,000 problems in your life, but as soon as you have a health issue, you only have one problem. And now I know I have a younger audience. Chadwick Boseman, it's the 4-year anniversary of his death, colon cancer.
Rest in peace.
And if he would have got a colonoscopy early on, you could say, okay, check it. A lot of people don't. Men, when you're 40, and I think he even had diagnosed a little sooner. But when you're 40, you should go once a year and get it. It's not a fun thing to do. It sucks, but check that shit out before it's too late. When shit gets to stage 3, stage 4, it's a wrap. It's too late. And your health is the most important thing. And I'm saying this because in the last month or so, I have seen 3 people, you know, who either got really sick or have had an issue or even died. Rest in peace to Chino XL. And he was a year younger than me. And I knew Chino when he first started in the game, and he was sick and whatever. And I have some other friends who were sick. They don't want to be mentioned, whatever. But it's like, it's scaring me because I'm at that age now where people are getting fucking, you know, getting sick and shit. And just last night, Irv Gotti had a stroke. Now, I ain't the biggest Irv Gotti fan, but I send prayers to his family and everything else, you know. And again, you could have a bunch of problems, girls, stress, money, whatever. But when you have health, you know, you have a health problem. That's the only problem you're going to have. So take care of yourself. You know, one thing I consistently have never stopped doing is, you know, I have good health insurance. I know it sucks, but it's like, I'm going to put that over a Louis bag or put that over some Jordans or whatever the fuck it may be.
For sure.
That's important, especially if you got kids. Another thing too is, you know, get a life insurance plan. Make sure your people are straight before you get out of here. You know, I've had recently, about a month ago, a friend of mine who was a little younger than me, he passed away from cancer. And it's crazy because he had a lot of money. He owned a beautiful golf resort, which I was thinking about doing the Wash Lord Invitational in Korea there. And he got really sick over the year. And I was like, fuck. The next thing I know, my cousin was just like, yo, he died. And I was like, wow. And it's like, bro, you ain't here for a long time, man. So make sure you're here for a good time. And, you know, with that said, you know, I've had a problem with snoring almost all my life. Me and Nicolette couldn't sleep in the same bed a lot. And I would go do this. I always say, I'm going to go see an ENT. I'll go whatever. And now I finally was like, fuck it. Because, you know, seeing this girl, she's like, yo, I can't deal with this snoring. That shit's a real fucking problem. And it's so funny. The algorithm really listens to you. Like, I go on TikTok and every fucking 5 videos is an ad for snoring. And then like on Instagram, I'll see it. And I was like, oh shit. So I hit up my boy, by the way, shout out to Mike Shuhead. He was on Shah's of Sunset. His brother's an ENT. And I realized I have sleep apnea. You know, Joe Coy's talked about it. Joe Rogan's talked about it. A lot of people talked about sleep apnea. You know, when you wake up 1,000 times while you're sleeping, you're snoring, you lay on your back, your tongue comes out. Shaquille O'Neal has it. And I found this new tool. I'm not trying to sell it, but it's a mouthpiece, and I've tried everything. So 2 nights ago, my girl spent the night, and I was like, I pray this works. Put this mouthpiece in. It puts your mouth in a certain way, make sure your tongue doesn't, whatever, so you can breathe. And she's like, yo, babe, I heard for a second, I kind of heard you for a little bit. That shit worked for real. It's like, it's beyond bearable.
Bro, you need to put me on that.
Night. Yeah, and I woke up and I was like, wow. So, guys, I'm just saying, may sound dramatic, but sleep apnea could kill you, could cause high blood pressure. And at my age right now, I'm shook. You know, when I heard our Gotti had a stroke, I was like, fuck, he's walking with a cane today and like fucked up. You know, I'm like, look, guys, take care of yourself.
Man. And you know, with that being said, bro, you know, my uncle, you know, he just passed literally. So, you know, and I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. Like, he's the last one out of any of my aunts and uncles I thought would have been the first to go. You know what I mean? Like, he played tennis a lot, stayed active. Yeah, you know, he had a little belly and everything, but always a laughing guy in a good mood. He wasn't slow. He moved fast. You know what I mean? Like, for an old dude, he was in good shape, man. You know what I mean? So you just never know, really, man. You know, you just got to take care of yourself. I'm a living proof, man. I was young. I was wilding. I drank a lot, man. And, you know, I ended up getting gout at the age of 26, you know what I mean? And that was the youngest ever at the time. And, you know, now gout is a lot more heard of and a lot of people know about it. But there's no cure. There's no way to fix it, you know what I mean? And it gets worse. After 10 years of having gout, they say that the uric acid starts eroding your bone. You know, it's been about 10, 11 months, man. I'm trying to figure things out. I got good health insurance, everything, and there's really no other way to help the problem, man. Like, I'm going to doctors where they're just telling me they can't even do nothing. They don't know nothing. And so it's like, I'm like trying to do everything I can now, and y'all don't want to wait, man. Don't wait last minute.
Nah, doc.
For you have to beat the situation I'm in, man. It's like no amount of money. You know, I'll pay anything for me to run again, man. If I can run and chase my kids the way I want to, I'll pay all the money I got right now. You know what I mean? And you don't want to wait for that, man. Don't wait for that, man. And
guys, health is wealth. Make sure you understand that. That's going to be it for today. We wrapping up. If no one loves you, Ben Baller and JimmyBoi love you. Guys,
for sure.
Next week's episode is fan questions. Okay? Make sure you understand that we are doing fan questions. We are going to answer them live. It's going to be a long episode. We're going to go through as many as we can in an hour or so. Okay? Make sure you reach out and ask a fan question at coldasicepod@gmail.com. Coldasicepod@gmail.com for fan questions. That's it for today. Guys, hit that subscribe button. Tell a friend to tell a friend about this show. We got this interview coming up. We got JimmyBoi's cousin who did, how long of his bid did he do?
20 years, man.
20 years in jail. And I want to know mentally how the fuck you get out, because he see him all right. And there's a lot of questions I got to ask, dude, because this is like the most interesting thing. And I can't wait to interview Jimmy's cousin and everything else. But guys, hit the subscribe button, fan questions, coldasicepod@gmail.com. Me and JimmyBoi signing off. Love y'all.
This lifestyle we live, man, it's cold as ice. We took a chance to boil, now we set the price. This lifestyle we live, man, it's cold as ice. We took a chance to boil, now we setting the price. Let's get it.